Welcome back, episode 2.
Episode 2, how we did number 1 and we now back.
How we did number 1 and we're now back.
Yeah, come on.
Episode 1, fabulous, loved it. Feels weird that it's actually happened. We've done a lot of techie stuff in between episode 1 and episode 2. So
a lot of techie stuff. And also, we're now here. Hopefully sound all working good.
Fingers
and
crossed.
Video.
Yeah, we did have a few technical problems. So we're hoping. Okay, so today we are going to tell you a little about us, who we are, how we've ended up here.
Yeah, so in number 1, we did not tell you much about ourselves.
Okay, let's get into it.
Or better or worse.
We need to talk about weddings. Not your average wedding podcast.
Real wedding chat.
From both sides of the aisle.
Today's episode is sponsored by Hair by Emma Howell.
Emma actually did my own hair for our wedding day, and honestly, she brought so much calm to the morning. In a moment that could have been really stressful, she was fun, relaxed, and such a reassuring presence to have around.
And she didn't just show up on the wedding morning either. Emma coloured and cut Precious's hair beforehand, so by the day itself, there was already so much trust there.
If you're looking for someone who not only creates beautiful bridal hair, but also brings the right energy to your wedding morning, we genuinely couldn't recommend Emma more.
Ooh.
I would like to start with us and
Only because you love this story.
How we became husband and wife.
Well, I got on one knee.
Yeah, you did.
You said yes. We should go back before that.
Okay.
Our story started many moons before that.
Yeah.
You should go. You say it better.
Okay. So when we first met, I was 8 years old. Sean was 12. And he came home with my brother from school because they were best buds. I was in my bedroom with my sister. We were in matching PJs. And my brother came in. He was like, "Oh, I would like you to meet my friend. This is Sean." And of course, I wanted to be really cool because I was 8. And, you know, I was like, "Hi." And that was the start.
Fast forward till we had a... Should we talk about the cheeky kiss at 18 years old? Or do we not count that?
That counts. So we're fast forwarding a decade.
Okay, so we fast forwarded, yes. I was around the whole time. Family parties, very much part of the family. Always there.
I used to just find you asleep on our living room floor the morning after a party.
Yeah. That's usually where I was, because I was Sean, the one who got drunk. The first time something probably ever happened was a little cheeky kiss in Monday Night Guildford in Casino.
That was my 18th birthday, I'd like to highlight.
I did not know that. And
you did know that?
Okay, maybe I did know that. So yeah, that was the first little inkling kiss. She decided to tell her stepdad. Her stepdad decided to put it all over Facebook. Lol.
Oh my God, I did. I told Steve. I said... It was a whole thing. So I remember texting my sister, "You'll never guess who I kissed last night." And weirdly, she replied, "Sean Green." I have no idea how she possibly got there. And I don't know why I told Steve. But yes, it was back in the days when people did put stuff on Facebook and there were Facebook statuses. And he put on Facebook. So for her 18th birthday, Precious decided to go green. And by that, I mean Sean Green. And then proceeded to tag.
Me?
Tag Sean in the post. An 18-year-old person has never been more mortified in their entire life. You can imagine.
It's on Facebook, so it comes up
pretty
much every year.
Comes up
Came
every
up in
year.
the wedding.
Love it.
It's an our story.
So anyway, Sean never called me back. That was it. I thought this romance had started and Sean never called me. That was it. It was over, dead in the water. Fast forward another 3 years and I'm 21.
Yeah. Sean's just bought a flat.
I did.
Precious comes knocking.
I did wait till you got on the property ladder.
Yeah, you did,
I really just needed you to make something of your life, and then I thought he's the man for me.
Yeah, so we were on a little trip up to Norfolk to see the said brother.
Yeah.
We had Precious and one of her sisters in the car. I was just talking about a little Tinder date I'd been on the night before. Never done Tinder before. Never will do it again, obviously, because now we're here. So it's news to me. It's all funny. We were talking about it. Went to golf, had a bit of fun, and thought nothing of it. And to be known, Precious was in the back getting jealous.
I was
Wasn't you?
actually.
And obviously
I don't really know what happened. It's still a decade on. I don't know what happened. I had this weird feeling. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. And so I confessed the sins to my sister and said, I don't really know why I feel jealous. And we were in Burger King services And I confessed that I was feeling certain feelings towards Mr. G at the time, I guess. And she said, oh, you know, you two were always meant to be together. He's always made comments about you, blah, blah.
I'm not quite sure what these comments were.
I don't know, but she apparently said the same thing to you, and I'd never made comments to her either, so who
Yeah,
knows?
love matching here.
Exactly. Anyway, it was all wonderful. So really, how we met, I'm the best friend's little sister.
My brother-in-law.
Yeah. That was in 2015. We first started dating in 2015. Then we got engaged in 2020.
Then we got married in 2022.
4 years
We
married.
also got married, started a business, tried to move out. Did lots in 2022 and 2021.
It was a big year. COVID gave everyone that little kick up the arse
Yeah.
to be like, come on, get on with your lives.
That's it, yeah, we got married.
Yeah. I made that error, and I don't know if anyone else has done it. 2017, we've been together for 2 years, and I said to Sean, if you propose this year, I was basically trying to get him to put the brakes on a little bit. I know that he's a very committed man. And I said, look, if you propose this year, I don't know if I'll say yes, because I'm still very young, still just a spring chicken. I was only 23. And then he waited another 4 years. And I'm like, hold on, there's a difference between being together for 2 years and being together for 6 years.
Well, you told me to put the brakes on it. So I did.
I know, you really went in. I think there's a big age difference as well. Not between us. There's a big maturity difference between 23 and 26. So
Yeah.
we were more confident. And then by the time I got married, I was 28 and you were 32.
Yeah, excuse me. I say one. Oh, no, I was 32. Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, because I had a 30 in COVID.
A little barbecue for 30 in the garden.
At least it was 30, so summer.
That's true. We had passed the bubble of 2 people, 5 people, 15 people at one point.
Yeah, 15, then it went to fading, and then it went all the way back down to 0.
And then fortunately by our wedding, we were back at fully fledged wedding numbers. And we probably would have got married in 2021 had we not had COVID. So we made it an 18-month engagement. We would have had 10 months till the following August. That would have been my preference, was we'd had a 10-month engagement. When did we start doing weddings again? Was it July 22 or July 21?
I did that wedding where we wasn't meant to dance, but we was allowed to dance the week later, so we danced anyway.
Yeah, but what?
That was 21. We were engaged because I was saying...
was Emily Blunt's sister.
It was Emily Blunt's sister.
That's so cool.
That wedding was the first time I'd ever seen someone have a blessing and not have a legal ceremony, and I absolutely fell in love with it.
Oh God!
And I wasn't convinced, was I, when you were saying it?
For our own wedding.
For our own wedding, and then I saw it and I said, this was incredible.
I'd only left my role a few months earlier than that, in 2021, when people started returning to the office. I quit my job with a wedding caterer that I'd worked with for 7 or 8 years, and that's when Green Lily started. I always thought I was going to be a teacher.
Well, it's quite funny, right?
Yeah, since I was about 6 years old. I don't know if it was that I was the youngest of 6 children. I've got 6 full blood brothers and sisters. They are incredible human beings. Love them all dearly. We're very close. But being the youngest, that I thought, well, if I was a teacher, I could be commanding all of these people.
Or maybe one of the red coats, like you always said. You know.
No, it was Haley that wanted to be a red coat. My eldest sister.
You wanted to do the teaching. You wanted to go do the mini club. That's it.
I wanted to do mini club abroad in an all-inclusive. I would be fantastic. Yeah. Was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people leader. I would have smashed being a blue coat or a red coat or a mini club coach. Loved
mini
it.
Club.
Yeah. I remember when I was at sixth form, I really fell into events. I think
they say the same about me.
Yeah. I was going to uni to do my PGCE, to do teacher training. And in sixth form, I ended up being offered a week work at Royal Ascot, and that was where I fell in love with events. I ended up bunking off school for a week, and I remember my head of year being like, finding out, she found out that I wasn't ill, that I had been working, and she pulled me into her office. Where do you think this is going to get you in life? Where do you think this is going to take you?
Now look, bitch.
And I didn't have anything to say at the time, but I kind of do wish I could call her up and be like, hey, hun, yeah, I've started a business. You know.
It's because she's a teacher. She's also an idiot. We both went to the same school a few years apart, but we still had most of the same teachers.
Oh, I don't think so. I loved school and I loved my teachers.
Not. Yeah.
So then after Royal Ascot, I ended up just doing loads of events, asked my parents to defer for a year, and then that went down, as you can imagine, really well. That I was like, oh, I'm not going to go to
Like a lead
university.
balloon, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to university just yet, but I
I
will
wonder
with Green Lily. And they were like, so when are you going to pick this back up?
When was your first wedding? Because I actually don't know this.
My first wedding would have been my sister's wedding. So I probably would have worked for a caterer at the time because she got married in 2017.
Is this
So
first wedding as
a wedding planner? Yeah, so as a wedding planner, my sister would have been my first wedding, which of course I did for free.
And how many candles did you already own by that point?
Oh, so many.
Because that's all we seem to own. I reckon I'm going to count on one day. I reckon there's near on 100,000. No, maybe not that many.
100,000?
I reckon there's 1,000.
Do you know how many 100,000
Yeah, it's a lot.
is?
There's a lot in there.
Also, you could just look at our prop pie book and it would tell you exactly how many we
Yeah,
have.
that is true.
Yeah, so Charles would have been my first wedding and then starting Green Lily in 2021. So 4 years gap between my first wedding and actually starting a wedding planning business.
Yeah, but I feel like there was some in the middle you just helped.
Well, I worked for a caterer. I did weddings
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a
no,
caterer. I just didn't,
yeah.
I wasn't doing wedding planning for
Yeah.
them. Yeah, and of course there were still other ones that we did in between, but there was no paid wedding planning in between.
And there was no company then. It was
Exactly.
the company for you was always a distant dream, because I remember maybe when we first got together, you bringing it up, and I was like, absolutely not. What a crazy idea. And I got, for some reason, I got glass events in my head. Is that real?
Glass event. Oh my God, there was.
That was a threat.
there
You
was
wanted to do that, and I was like, what, glass? Because it's just going to shatter like our dreams. Brutal.
I thought I was more thinking of that crystal clear, perfect vision glass event.
Yeah. Yes, obviously shot that down. What? I don't know why back then. I wasn't
You
ready.
really, yeah. That you had two parents that worked 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
Yeah, it was
so
really...
therefore it was very much, this is how your career goes. Whereas I grew up in a household where both parents were business owners, my siblings are business owners.
Right, I thought you were about to say, and no one worked.
No, so I came from a self-employed business owner family, whereas you came from an employed family, and I think it's a very different approach.
It's scary.
It took Sean forever to leave full-time employment with me being like, come on, let's go. Let's go.
But it took me getting annoyed you going away, just bye.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm off, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
So, launch Green Lily.
Yes.
First of all, it's just you. Well, no. Oh, that's a juicy story.
Oh,
First of all, I wasn't involved.
that's true.
You can tell the story. Oh, I forgot about that.
So,
oh, shoot.
Green Lily actually started...
Everyone gets some popcorn.
Yeah. So, Green Lily started with me and my ex-best friend.
We'll talk about that as well.
Yeah, so best friend in the world. We'd been best friends for 19 years. My ride or die. Decided to start a business together. We'd both kind of had... Like, she'd worked a few events. Obviously, I worked in the wedding industry. Obviously, we broke up and that didn't work.
The breakup was like Kim and Kanye's breakup.
That is so true.
Maybe worse.
Oh, it was so dramatic. It was
quite dramatic, yes.
It's so ludicrous upon reflection. However, fast forward. So really, Green Lily was started in 2021, but I really kind of count it as starting in June 2023. So of our anniversary and how many years the company's been in business, I always go back to June 23. So we're just about to complete our third year.
That's the best way to describe it, because yes, it was around for a few years before that, but it was more building it, founding it, losing it in some ways. Yeah, so Kim and Kanye break up.
So it obviously didn't work out. And that's kind of where you then started getting involved in the business. We ended up getting a huge festival contract in 23, and that was the springboard for Green Oli Bars. And your kind of introduction into events was 10 years ago when we very first started dating.
So let's talk about this actually. So it started out me being the kind-hearted boyfriend. You're running a Christmas site, you're pretty broken. I bought you a nice little care package, some chocolate, blah blah blah. That was 1 year. I know that. Then I come a few times. Probably got drunk, annoyed you. The next year, somehow I would end up being bar staff. Ironically, yeah. Then the year after that, I ended up being your bar manager. Then it went to your assistant.
Then my
assistant, and then somehow
venue manager. We ended up then doing 2 years where we were running different Christmas sites.
Not seeing each other for the whole of December.
Yeah, that didn't work.
With a full-time job, should I just say?
Yeah. He's a hero.
So that's where I fell into events. Christmas will always hold a place in our heart, even though they were fucking mental.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think that we could do a Christmas light together now, though, because you need a top dog, and I'm the top dog.
Yeah,
and
no, not. You hate it when I am in charge.
That first big job that came in, it was Sean's.
I was the project
job.
manager.
Yeah.
Which just was the operations manager.
And
which she hated.
We decided that we wanted to go into business at that point together, but I hadn't thought about the practicalities of, I was top dog at events, and now Sean was like, yeah, this is my job. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
I mean, but for the whole time that I knew you, pre-dating my childhood, you worked at M&S that whole time.
Yeah, I worked at M&S I did 2 years at college, motorsport engineering, if anyone wants to know. And then it wasn't anything I fell in love with. Then M&S there was part-time. They offered me a full-time job, and I was like, became a manager, was there for 9 years. I was always in retail.
Why did you ever walk away from that 20% discount? Like, I would have dated...
Your mum says that to me all the time still.
I would have dated you so much younger had you still had 20% M&S discount.
What's funny? Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen the clothing range this year? It's phenomenal. So then the start of Green Lily Bars, that was King's Coronation.
So I'd done a lot of freelance work with bar companies, fell in love with the bars, the festivals, operations manager of Printworks, did lots of that, and thought, well, if I can do this for someone else, I can do it for myself.
Yeah.
So tendered for the King's Coronation, what was a small day festival. Was it day?
Small. I mean, it was still 4,000 people. As our first major festival, 4,000 people a day.
It's pretty big. And it was great. It was a King's Coronation in Abbey Ruins in Reading. So it's a great venue. Yeah. Proper cool. And it was actually 2 days. Yeah. Remember we did the family on the next day.
Oh, yeah. Scout for Girls.
And then the next festival that year, we had the Palmer Park weekend. What was
the same year?
Same year. What was the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday again?
Yeah.
That was 10,000.
That was our biggest event to date at the time. That was huge.
Yeah. Do you remember how long the bar was?
I don't know. I felt like
60 meters. That was one of them. Yeah. Imagine all them steps we did.
That was huge. I remember being behind that bar feeling,
shit,
wow.
This is me. Yeah.
Did you have imposter syndrome?
You came a few days later. So
I didn't do any of the
build. You didn't see the build. When that build's going up and you're seeing hundreds of people on site building. Yes, they're building the festival, but you're in control of a lot of this. There's an Arctic lorry turning up with a ton of booze, and there's 5 pallets of ice turning up, thinking, fuck me, this is me.
Yeah.
Yeah, massively. And you think, it was the scariest time, funnest time I've ever done. Also being, top dog there.
He loves it. He loves it. So for you, what's the big difference between a wedding bar and a festival bar?
Wedding bar for me, it's about the look. It's bougie. It's everything's got to be clean. It's the shaking of the cocktails, the atmosphere on it, the aesthetic. Is that right? The team are in bow ties and braces. Smart. Festival bar is get that fucking alcohol across that bar as quick as you possibly can and make us much bloody money.
Yeah,
very different. It's different, very different. You're not making sure it's wiped down every 30 seconds.
But you need it to be clean.
You need it to be clean, but you haven't got time when you're just trying to serve 10,000 people off their own cocaine or any other drugs that are available.
Well, it sounds hellish.
5,000 bottles of water in a day. Woo! Yeah.
That is just my worst nightmare.
This is why a wedding planner cannot survive working at festivals.
Yeah.
Do you know what you said to me? I'm going to bring my monitors with me and just sit in the office and work. And I thought, no, you're not.
I did. I remember.
You turned up with your 2 monitors, laptop, thinking you're going to get any work done. When there was blaring music, pumping, our office was next to a stage, and there's me running around, and you like, la 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 la, oh pretty wedding.
I think we've got a Zoom call with a bride.
And I'm like, you can't do this when the bass.
Yeah, my office. I remember that the office was shaking, and I do remember just saying to a bride that we're going to have to reschedule this.
Yeah, she found it quite funny because she was just like, she obviously learned the other side of the business and was just like, oh, cute, like just point each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, get out of the office, we got stuff to do.
I really just thought, it'll be really fun. I'll get to see some cool music festivals. We'll have a lovely time. And then, I'm loading an Arctic lorry at 4 a.m. in the morning.
That is the life, though. That is what event life is. Loading vans, unloading vans.
In the rain. Yeah.
Silly o'clock in the morning. Yep. How many times happened?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there smiling. Everything's fine.
Come on now. You have some weird D-Rig energy.
I love D-Rig. Yeah. D-Rig is my absolute favourite. It doesn't matter what event it is. Not with a wedding so much, actually, because I'm always really sad when a wedding's over. But like
Yeah.
our large scale, so we do some corporate bits and we do festivals, those large scale events.
It's how the fuck can we get out as quick as possible?
Absolutely. Like the D-rig begins and I kind of change. I normally physically change clothes because, you know, I kind of have to reset myself. I'm like, we are in D-rig mode.
Yeah.
And to strip that venue out, I am ready to go. I love it. With D-rig, it's just about the plan, right? You just need to know in advance what you're doing, what vans are coming in, what vans are leaving. You need to have a plan of what suppliers are doing what. And as long as you've got that.
I'm just thinking of a story when I first did Christmas and I was like, just fucking throw it in any van. And I thought you were going to murder me there and then.
There's a plan. There has to be.
Yeah. No, it's true. You taught me how to do a D-rig properly.
If you're striking a venue, there has to be a serious way things are done. The same as an at-home marquee wedding, right? It's not just going to disappear Sunday, like Saturday night, you don't go to bed and everything's gone in the morning. You wake up and
that person's got to collect that at that time.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's still there. And you just have to kind of avoid all of those little last minute disasters and just try and work around. There will be things that happen. Either it might have rained the week up to the event, so you can't get to the space that you want to because it's on grass. With festivals, that's really common. With at-home marquee weddings, that's really common.
Would you not remember the one back from ours? Ours was if it's too hot. It's been too hot to be like it hadn't rained in weeks. So we were worried about the fire pits, the sparklers, the fireworks.
I remember being told the night of the wedding that we couldn't have the fireworks because it had been, you're going to do them, and we did get them. But
yeah, I don't know how we then got them.
They said it was too dry and they were worried the sparks would set fire to the farmer's field.
Yeah.
They didn't do one of them. They didn't do one of the bigger ones that would have had a larger spray, but they did all the rest of them.
Yeah, I do remember because we weren't sure if they happened or not.
It's happening!
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay, so... change of the cards. We're back in wedding court.
Big on this.
And today's case, cash bars at weddings, acceptable or not?
Not acceptable. Changes the atmosphere. Kills the flow. People then have to queue. Card machines. Internet.
Hold on. We need to stop pretending that people have unlimited budgets.
It doesn't need to be an unlimited budget. You can, purchase the alcohol from a
wholesaler.
Yeah, you can purchase the alcohol from a wholesaler and just get a bar team to serve it.
Providing your own booze blows the budget. I mean, you're looking at depending on obviously how many guests you're having, but I would guesstimate $4,000. We would put $4,000 in your booze section if you're doing unlimited drinks for your guests.
But for me, if you turn up to a wedding and you then got to start buying drinks when you've expected me to travel halfway around the world, or halfway around the country, book a hotel, buy a suit, get my hair done, spend, I'm already £400-500 deep. At least you could do is buy some drinks.
But there's so many other things that should prioritise, like the photographer, the videographer, the food.
The food, yeah, they should feed me too.
What food? No, if a couple are providing drinks all day until the first dance, for me, that's the good cutoff. All booze should be provided until the first dance.
What, and then after that you think it should just be right, you pay for yourself?
No, you're suggesting that you shouldn't have to buy any drinks. I'm suggesting that as long as you have bought drinks all day and then it's a cash bar, it's completely fine.
No, nothing kills a dance floor like a declined card. Imagine running out of money when you're there. It happens.
We've got 16-year-olds getting married. Whose card is getting declined?
Well, someone's.
For a £6 drink at the wedding bar?
No, I still don't agree.
It's not an all-inclusive holiday.
It should be an all-inclusive bar. Don't catch me.
As soon as it's a cash bar, people go mental. They start ordering doubles. They get twice as many drinks because they hear it's a free bar, and then they just start taking the piss out of the couple. And I don't really love that.
But there is ways round that. You can say no doubles, no shots, limit the bar.
No, as soon as you say it's a free bar, everyone starts acting like they're at Ibiza Rocks.
Well, yeah, but because it's a free bar. Yeah, you're right. I agree. I don't agree. But there should be a tab or a token or something to get you an evening drink.
Okay, so middle ground. They do pay drinks up until first dance.
There's no way you should be buying a drink before first dance.
Okay, and if there's any money left over, we're suggesting that maybe like a little 1K tab or something.
Yeah, a little kitty.
For the evening guests get a drink.
Yeah, we're there in the middle. I'm allowing it, but I clearly want some restrictions on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're devastated by the ruling.
Yeah, I am. But do you know what? Having actually working behind a bar.
Yeah.
Do you know what the worst thing is?
No.
Drunk guests not remembering their pins. Okay, so the outcome of that
is a middle ground. I think a cash bar
Certainly
is
gonna be.
completely fine. You can absolutely have it, but if you're having a cash bar in the evening, you have to provide a day drinks.
We'll go with that. Acceptable. Let's move on before we fall out.
Okay, so not inbox. We've had our first DM.
Ooh.
Okay, so hi guys. Absolutely loving the podcast already. You two genuinely sound like the sort of suppliers every couple would want at their wedding. Also, Sean's voice is weirdly calming, and Precious sounds like she'd so I think the word's wrong here. And Precious sounds like she'd absolutely terrify me. Can't wait for more episodes.
Thanks, Mum.
Okay.
Right, is there another one?
Yeah. Hi guys. I've got a wedding horror story for the not inbox. Yay.
This is what we want, the juicy stuff.
Last year I was a bridesmaid at a wedding where the groom was 30 minutes late to the ceremony because he'd apparently left his phone at the hotel and lost track of time. Nobody could get hold of him or the best man. So the bride was crying in the bridal suite, convinced he'd had a car accident. Oh my God. Meanwhile, the registrars were saying they'd have to leave in the next 10 minutes if the ceremony didn't start. To make it worse, the best man was an absolute nightmare of the whole planning process. He kept suggesting that the couple would pay for the groomsmen to arrive by helicopter or a fleet of G-Wagons because it would look sick on Instagram.
Wow. Is this guy loaded? Because why not? If you got the money.
Safe to say, the bride already hated him before the wedding even started. The groom eventually turned up looking half-cut, apologising and insisting they'd lost track of time, while the best man was laughing like it was a big prank. The bride hasn't spoken to the best man since.
So did they both lose their phones or just one of them? That is feral.
That's outrageous.
And it's saying he's half cut, so he was already drunk?
Well, I guess if they... did she say they were at the... Oh? Did she say they were at the pub? Hold on.
She said they left the phone at the hotel.
I'm assuming he's at the pub.
Luke.
Lost track of time. Like, you've gone to the pub for a few pre-ceremony drinks with your best man and just... For him to turn up half cut.
Half cut. He's just gone for a few drinks.
Sorry, how have neither of them got a phone?
How have them both left him? Both lost him. Gone.
I don't understand.
No. Maybe he's left it in that fleet of G-Wagons. In there with a helicopter.
Also, I've had that where the registrars, we need to leave. It's actually like a hostage negotiation and you're like, just give me 5 more minutes. That's
it, they will just go. Also, if he's turned up half cut, they won't marry him. That's quite a good one. I quite like that. I would like some more information.
Oh my God.
Get her on air.
Honestly, unbelievable.
What's the weirdest request you've ever had from a bridal party?
The weirdest? I don't know if it's the weirdest, but the bougiest I've ever had.
Bougie. All right.
I had a groomsman, not groom, ask if I could discreetly organise a smoke machine for his entrance to the ceremony.
Just his or them?
I understood it as just his.
Honestly, that's iconic.
Don't support his behaviour, Sean.
Yeah, but what song was he picking? Come on.
No.
Pitbull.
No. Oh, that'd be cool though.
With loads of smoke.
Oh my God.
But the thing, come on, if it was for a surprise for the whole
if it was for all party, the groomsmen, I get that. But honestly, Sean, the way that he said
words?
This, it sounded like it was for him.
Maybe he's the main character, perhaps.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I obviously had to check with the bride discreetly, didn't tell the groomsmen that I had, only because of the way that they said it. If it had been obvious it was a group activity, fine. But it made it sound like it was him, and the bride absolutely boycotted it because she agreed that it was for him.
Because she knew him, yeah.
And
also, that's just weird. Just said,
what's the great thing about having a wedding planner is you can just pass the blame. So I just was like, oh, sorry, I can't organise that.
Also, it's just weird why he would want it just for himself. Mate, you're not getting married.
Oh.
The groom is the main character.
Okay, hey, Unknot This.
Unknot This. I want to talk about the best tips for reducing wedding stress.
If you...
Not killing the groomsmen is not one of them.
Okay. If you don't tell people what your wedding plans are, don't tell them anything. Don't tell them absolutely anything unless you are welcoming their opinions.
Yes, that is So true, because as soon as you tell them anything, you're getting their opinions.
Yeah.
And they all turn into a board of directors for your wedding, telling you exactly their opinion.
100%.
Don't tell them.
Yeah, and there are things that you might want people's opinions on. There are things that might involve them. I'm not talking about that. Unless you're also someone that doesn't care about other people's opinions.
Yeah. If you don't want to hear their opinion, don't tell them.
Absolutely.
If there's friends out there that will tell you what you want to hear, they're the ones you want to talk to.
Absolutely. People that just feed you what you want to hear.
Yeah, everyone's got that friend and you want it.
What's your top tip?
So mine is stop trying to make every single guest happy.
You're not going to make everyone happy. It's happy, as simple as that. People could go to the royal wedding and complain that there wasn't enough parking. You're just not going to make that many people happy.
If Aunt Beryl's not happy with them canapes, she will survive.
Poor Aunt Beryl.
Poor Aunt Beryl. She gets a lot of stick.
She does.
Bless her. Do we even have an Aunt Beryl?
We don't have an Aunt Beryl, which is why I think I always use her as my go-to problem person.
That's true. One more tip from you.
Build a buffer into your timeline. Something will always run a little bit late, whether it's your hair and makeup, your transport arriving late to go to the church, like whatever it is, traffic, just build a little bit of a buffer in there. I'm not talking a load of time, but 15, 20 minutes to just make sure things then don't run late and you don't feel stressed.
Yeah, the last thing you want is just back-to-back stuff. Yeah. Straight from that to that, to that, to that, to
just
that.
A little bit of breathing, a little bit of something.
A little bit of something.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. This episode 2 over.
That's
over
about
now.
us. Yeah.
How
Hopefully
on
you
earth did we get here?
Oh, sorry I interrupted again.
I think next episode I'm going to do a countdown on you of how many times you interrupt me.
Right, by now.
Shut up. Honestly, in one episode, how many times you interrupt me is immeasurable.
It's because I get excited, all right? I'm soz.
Follow us, subscribe, leave us a little review, whatever you want to do.
DM any dilemmas, any juicy goss, any juicy stories.
Absolutely.
Or anything you just want some help with.
Absolutely.
We're always here.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Bye.